Hey guys, what's up? It is Tiffany Luke back here with the recap for Never Been Kissed. Let me tell you, this episode was ridiculously amazing. I am so in love, and I'm trying to get through all the points that I loved about it. I know my recaps are usually pretty long. It's just because I talk a lot. And it's just something I've never been able to control, so therefore. Alright, but let's do this. Let's jump right into it. The first main little storyline of the episode was the urges, that teens have in high school when, somewhat sort of sexually active with their, whatever, when you start dating. You know how it is. And basically Finn and Sam find a cool little device to cool themselves down in a heated situation, and that's by thinking of Coach Beast in compromising situations. Which is pretty effective, I would suppose. And they start to use it, and it starts to go around to the Glee. And when I say go around to the Glee Club, it means it reaches Tina, which I love. Let me point that out, point blank start. I love that it had Tina as another person who needed to use the imagery to slow herself down, because it's not always guys. Girls have this problem too. There's a lot of push and pull when it comes to being with a boy or somebody that you like, and it's they kiss you, you touch them, they're kissing you harder, and you're touching different places. It takes two to tango. And so I'm really glad that they showed Tina as having needed that also before she takes it too far. So that was a good point on you, Glee. Very nice for that. So they're using that, and it's pretty much getting them through their experiences with their respective others. Shout out to Dot Marie Jones for being confident and secure in herself enough to participate in a character that these type of things get made fun of. Because in the midst of the hilarity, you have to realize that that is how the general outside does view Coach Beast, and in turn Dot Marie Jones, because that is her body type and that is the type of girl she looks like. So, shout outs to her, because she's amazing for that. That's ridiculous. I wouldn't have enough self-confidence to do this. First episode, I'd have been on the floor, Haagen-Dazs, a whole bunch of emo music playing around me. I wouldn't have been able to make it. So, I love that. I love that. Let's just talk about one particular makeout. And that's Quinn and Sam. I love me some Quinn and Sam. Unpopular opinion, I know. Guess what? I don't like Sam and Kurt. I don't like Puck and Quinn. So I'm down for Sam and Quinn. I like both the characters, and I think they're cool together. But, whatever. That's just my opinion. But when did Quinn Fabray learn how to put it down? I'm not talking about that first makeout where she was brushing. I'm talking about that second makeout where she was trying to give him a little something something. What is going on? Did she all of a sudden take tips from Santana and Brittany? Because I don't remember Quinn Fabray being experienced enough to be hooking around what she did. Was this the actress coming out? Because in what episode did I miss when Quinn Fabray became PIMP? I'm not sure. And how black am I that when she said "say my name," all I could do was, if no one is around you, say baby I love you if you ain't running game. I am an African American, and this did happen. It's true. I am somewhat ashamed, but I don't deny it. D-child. But that was the only thing that I found hilarious about that. Is I was just wondering when she got so quick on the curve of how to be hot and sexy, hot and fun, like this is an NERD song. Interesting. On to the next point, we have Coach Beast. Yeah, we're going to bring it back to Coach Beast. Coach Beast has never been kissed. And she is 40 years old? How sorry for her did I feel? I felt so sad. That was such a real storyline. And you know what? I approve of that, because, people who are vastly different in their attitude and their looks, they always get super short end of the stick. No dates to prom. It's just, and sometimes it's heartbreaking because it's not truly their fault. It's just, there's so much that goes into it. Tomboys, there's a lot. And I like that they didn't take the stereotypical way out for a woman like her by claiming her gay. I have no problem with homosexuality or anything like that. I really don't, so don't get me wrong. But I just think it would have been cliche because of her build and her attitude that you're like, oh, she's a rough and tough tomboy football coach. But she's totally gay. You know, that's not always that's not always the case. She generally enjoys sports and she has a bigger build, but it does not mean she might. You know, I love that. That's all I'm trying to say, is I just love that they didn't take the stereotype. If anything, that was a service to gay people, because it means we're not trying to cliche you as much as you think, and I love that. I love that. So that was definitely a strong point. And Will, I know I called you a douche, I called you a tool, I called you everything under the sun last week, but I have to say I'm excited. I was happy that you were the Will I remember this episode. You did good work. And him being Beast's first kiss was adorable. Now, I'm not gonna lie. When the kiss did happen, there was a lot of things going on with me. There was a lot of emotions. There was a lot of whoa. I mean, underneath the adorable, there was a lot of whoa. There's a lot of blockage, covering of the eyes, pretending as if something had just gotten my eye to sidewind my way away from watching the kiss. But you know, I finally had to slap myself and say, Tiffany, get over yourself. Just watch the damn kiss. I watched it. It wasn't as bad as I thought. You know, it was a little awkward. But, you know, props to both of them. I'm so glad Beast got a little love. She got a little love. Being jumpy around, I'm going to skip it right to the end of the episode. The boys doing an apology song, you know, dedicated to her, even though it was a part of the competition. To Beast was beautiful, amazing. Stop in the Name of Love might have just cracked my top 10 Glee performances, maybe even top 5. I love boys in suits, so seeing all my boys tailored up, stitched, fitted, I love it. And I'm a sucker for Motown, so I love the, you know, the snaps and it's just everything about that's amazing to me. And the arrangement of that song was ridiculous. Adam Anders, good job. So definitely love that performance, and it was so adorable. All the boys and their respective girls, and all the boys with Beast. It was adorable. Puck is back. Now, Puck was irrelevant to me during duets, and I want to say he's still irrelevant, but I can't, because, you know, once upon a time I did love Puck, but Puck's still so much of a douche for me. And I mean, this is actually a good thing though, because there is really douchey people in high school. I've known boys like Puck. I never hooked up with them, but I know them. I was friends with them. You know, I know how they treated the girls who would let them. That's one thing I'd like to say. Girls, boys can treat you like crap if you let them. Okay? That's just a little point I want to throw out. Stop complaining. You know, I'm tired of everybody complaining like, oh, da 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 da. When you stop letting boys whore you around and say that they gotta be mean to you to get you to like, you know, and you like that type of, as soon as you stop that and they realize that that's not working, they'll have no other choice but to be nice. But, you know, if it walks like a slut and it acts like a slut and it lets you in for free, guess what? It's a slut. You know, sometimes I put blame on the boys too, because it is something they need to own up to and they need to grab some balls and get more respectful. But girls, come on now. Let's be real. But that was so off topic, but I just wanted to throw that out there because that kind of bugs me. But yeah, Puck's a douche. I will have to say though, when he first came to the Glee Club, he had his gauges. I was so on it because I love boys with gauges. Not extremely big, but whatever the size is that if you decide to take it out, it allows your ears to reclose. I love that. I love boys with gauges. But then they only tease me because like 3 scenes later, no signs of gauges. I was like, what the whack. So I was on to the next one. But all right, let's get on to the biggest storyline of the bunch. Kurt, Karofsky, Blaine. Let me just start by throwing out that there will be a lot of Darren Chris love coming from me because I am in love with the boy. I've loved him since a Very Potter musical and the sequel, YouTube hit, Star Kid Productions. The kid is ridiculously talented and he's so bomb. So just beware of the Darren Chris love coming at you. So Kurt has been getting super bullied by Karofsky more than normal, and it's starting to grind on him. And you know what? I feel for Kurt because it's hard being an outcast in school in any aspect, not only being gay. I mean, I'm gonna assume that being gay is a lot harder because, I mean, it is. I'm pretty sure it is. It just is, and there's a lot of reasons that I could go into it, but I don't have time. But being an outsider in any situation is hard, and I can tell he's a super outsider where he's at. You know, he can't sing with the girls. Schuster makes him sing with the boys, even though Schuster, good point, tried to help him out by doing the masculinity versus femininity thing in the competition. You know, it's still not enough for him. He needs to be somewhere he feels accepted. So he goes to spy on the Warblers, and he meets Blaine, and he's instantly taken by him because he's sweet. He's Darren Criss. He's Harry freaking Potter. That's why he was instantly charmed. I don't care what you guys say. He's Harry freaking Potter. That was an outburst. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so he's charmed, and Blaine pretty much tells him, you know, long story short, Warblers are rock stars. We're amazing. We're tolerant. They do some cheesy ass slow-mo run through a hallway that had no place in that episode. I cringed about 1,000 times. I had to stop and projectile vomit, then press play because that was such an amount of cheese. I can't handle it. But yeah, they performed Teenage Dream. Another shout out to music. I love male a cappella boy groups. Why? Because tenor alto voices are so sexy when blended together in harmonization. And really, I know half you guys have listened to Teenage Dream like 4,000 times, but when you first listen to that song, you are obviously distracted by the lead vocals, which is Darren Criss, who sounds amazing. There's a little too much auto-tuning and computer synthesizing for my taste. They could have lowered it. These boys don't need it. But take a moment to listen to that song again. Distract yourself away. Pull yourself away from the lead vocals. Just listen to the harmonization through that song. It was really well done. I love the arrangement. Acapella boy groups for the win. And they're wearing blazers. You guys already know about my problem with boys in suits. It was just too much sexy. It was just too much sexy. Darren Criss. It was just too much sexy Darren Criss. Oh my god, I'm so mad he's gay. In the show. And not because, once again, there's no homophobia, but I want him. I want Blaine for myself. Fuck Kurt. I want him. But I mean, if he has to be, go Kurt. So that's how I felt about it. So let's break it down to the most OMFG moment of the show. Kurt and Karofsky, the big thing, Blaine tells him, hey, being gay is cool, hey, shouldn't be talented, hey, be courage, I don't know. And Kurt confronts Karofsky. The scene is getting really intense. It's up, it's up, it's up, it's up, it's up, it's up, and Karofsky sticks his tongue in Chris Colfer's mouth. Maybe not that hardcore, but I was... All these emotions you're seeing right now, this is exactly what happened when I watched the episode. Do I look like a fool right now? I do, but I do not care because that's exactly how I felt. It was crazy. Shout outs to Max Adler and Chris Colfer for one hell of a scene. They were acting amazing. And yes, I had no idea it was coming because I'm not a spoiler whore. So I was shocked. Okay. But, you know, pretty much running out of time. So I'm going to wrap it up. Wrap it up. That whole thing was amazing. Yes, Kurt, that was your first real quiz, whatever. The point is that Karofsky's a closet gay. That's all that mattered. After that point, I pretty much checked out of the episode until we got to Stop in the Name of Love. So, as far as the other two performances, girls mashup, it was dope, but I just don't have anything to say about it because I'm running out of time. And One Love in the quad, also dope. Why are the kids not paying attention? What happened during Empire State of Mind? But anyway, check back with me next week for the newest episode, The Substitute. Gwyneth Paltrow, people hate her, I love her. So I'm going to be a little biased on that episode. And they're doing Singing in the Rain, which is only like the greatest musical ever. So be prepared. Thank you guys for tuning in. Later.